All right, guys, you are looking at a challenge lock from Bill Clegg. Came with a note that said inside of here is some kind of trap, so I can't wait to get a look at it. Typical of my cheating ways, I couldn't help but to notice that the top is being held on with what appears to be Scotch tape. So that tells me we're probably going to see some pretty normal stuff like threading in the Bible here. It is a Schlag, and here's a key. Nicely mummied with a high security zip tie. Better than any master lock, you got to admit that. But hopefully we don't need that key, at least until we got it. I'm looking at the keyway. Let me go ahead and mount it in a vise, and then we'll try to decide. Some of these allow you to put in thin picks to bypass that piece of warding right in the middle, and others don't. This one doesn't look like a true Schlag. It looks like kind of a knockoff. So what I'm thinking, see if I can grab the right pick here. I'm going to use one of these rare element or picks. This is 13,000, and try to, and it does. It goes right by, bypasses that warding right in the middle there, and doesn't even really seem to be dragging very much. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm counting 5 pins, and 2 of them are pretty gritty. So either we have a powerful spring or it's getting caught up in the threaded chamber. Let me zoom in so you guys can see if we get any feedback on this thing. Oop. And let's call that good right there. All right, top of the keyway. Let me find a tensioner. Let's try the fat one first. That is the fat one. Wow, a lot of slop in there. Usually the tight one or the fat one fits tightly in the top of a Schlag. This one's got some wobble to it. I'll take it though. All right. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to put moderate tension and then just find a binder. All right, pin 3 is binding. And he's the only one. All right, back to pin 3. Lighten up. Come on. All right, he's probably a threaded one. I've really got to let off on the tension. I'm about to drop the tension wrench out. All right, I got a good click, and now 2 is binding, and so is 4. Well, that's not good. Oh, that was 4. I got to click off of him. That was 2. I got a false set going now. I am getting a little bit of feedback there, but I'm not sure that that would be enough to make me guess it's a spool. I guess it is, though. I'm back on pin 1. I'm getting very slight counter rotation. Right there, very slight. Let's go ahead and give it a try. Okay. All right, so there we got a nice click, and I went back to a false set. So I think we're on the right path. Either that or we've fallen into Bill's trap. Again, because I've got a false set, I'm kind of looking for feedback. And I'm not finding it. All right, there it is right there. Just ever so slight. All right, we got our fault set back, and that was very light on the pressure on that guy, and the tiniest of clicks. Again, I'm looking for counter, because I've got a deep fault set, I'm looking for some counter rotation. And I'm not finding it, so let's go through one more time, and then we're going to take our second guess, and that will be that one of them is a T-pin. There it is, pin 4, tiniest of counter rotations. I think that's him. Let's give it a try. He's definitely got some crunching to him, but now we've lost our fault set, and that's not a good thing. There it is. I just touched 2 back to a very deep fault set. Might be the trap. And it probably is, because I'm getting nothing off this guy. There he is. Pin 1. Got a little feedback off of him. Still getting feedback. Can't quite get on him though. Come on. Quit messing around. I'm starting to get counter rotation and then the pick falls off of him. See that? It's like he hits a stop there or something, and then I put so much pressure that this thin 13,000 just bends around off of the pin. Come on. All right, I'm gonna have to get since he's right in the front, I can probably get this guy and work him from the edge here. He's a 25,000. This is the one of the hybrids from the Sparrows kit, and I'm thinking maybe I can wedge it up in there and force that first one past the shear line. That's not working too good. All right, let's take a 15,000. This is the medium hook from the Praxis kit, and see if I can make him stand on that pin. Come on. Get on that pin. All right, this is definitely the trick pin. This might be the trap we've been threatened with here. All right, he is not wanting to cooperate either. I'm going to have to go with a thicker pick, but he's falling off of that edge. So let's use bottom of the keyway temporarily. Not that one. Let's get the medium one. To keep... I'm going to have to use that guy. To keep the pick from falling into the gutter down there. Now I'm going to grab the pick that I threw away again. And I'm going to balance him against that tensioner. Maybe to get around that darn corner. And I can't get around the corner with this guy. And there we go. All right, I can't wait to see what pin 1 looks like. Very nasty, sharp edge on him, no doubt. He did not want to go home. All right, let's back out of here. Can't wait to see what the trap is. I'm wondering if pin 1 was it. All right, get rid of that. Get rid of all this stuff. Get a pinning tray. We do have a key. Let's go ahead and take a look at the key. Turned into an awful long video for a 5-pin Schlage, so that ought to give you some idea of how tricky this thing was. Let me see. I'm wondering if this was... Sometimes those are notes. All right, that does not look too crazy. A couple highs, got some low gatekeepers here, but it's not really that crazy. That's not that bad at all. Let's just lock it up and make sure the key works. And he does perfectly. No snagging, no nothing. All right, we'll go with that. Pop the tail off. Thank you, Jeff Moss. Every time I play with that tool, I got to thank Jeff Moss because he was nice enough to send it to me. Okay, need a medium follower. Take this guy and slide him right out of there. All right, I'm seeing some nastiness here already in a couple of ways. First of all, I'm seeing some kind of weird groove on pin 2. And then I'm also seeing these guys. Normally these are for construction balls. So that when the construction guys finish, you turn it, a ball falls in here and it changes the bitting. But I see one of them with something in it, and that is not what you'd normally see. That may be the trap we're talking about, but as I slide the key in, or the pin in, I think this guy fell out of, it's a little master wafer, fell out of 2. I'm pretty sure he was in 2. Let's double check. Yeah, he was in 2. Again, I'm wondering what that groove is. All right, well, we're going to find out. We got a standard. We got a standard with that master wafer. Standard. Standard. Oh, no, we got a spool. And the last one is a standard. All right. This little guy did not fall out. There he is. All right, let's keep that in the back of our mind here when we look at the top. So he was right above pin number 2. So I'm going to set him right there. That is an anomaly because I can't really tell. That does not go all the way down. It is just a normal construction ball hole, and it does not go all the way through there. So there's got to be something upstairs that slides into. I am looking at some undercutting here. If you take a look on chamber number 1, countermilling or undercutting, this also looks like some undercutting that might have gone wrong, and there's nothing there to grab. And also number 4, we got undercutting or countermilling. And these are all, number 1 and number 4 are on both sides, and on number 2 that little groove is only on one side. All right, let's see what we got upstairs. All right, we got a spool, commercial spool. Number 2. See if I can grab him out of there. That clearly is designed to grab that cutout, but we'll look at it again. But I don't think there's enough on that cutout to grab that. I think the cutout has been accidentally smoothed over in the manufacturing. We have a different spring. Another commercial spool for number 3. Yeah, wow, how lucky was that? All right, let's go back from the other side. We'll go in from 5 first so we can see them pop up and see their orientation a little better. Another commercial spool for number 5. And the last one, number 4, another commercial spool with a standard spring, which I just dropped. There he is. Come here, you. All right, that is it. Looking into the body of this, I really don't see any notches or anything for that other pin, so I'm not sure how he would come into play at all. Looking in the cylinders, none of these are threaded, despite the intimidation factor of the Scotch tape on the top, but none of them have any threads, any undercutting, nothing, completely stock. All right, let's go back and take a look here. I'm going to grab that pin number 2. And the idea, of course, is that that little cutout would snag in there. And I'm just not seeing it. There's not enough of an undercut for it to snag that little cutout on number 2. If there were, and you got a deep fault set with this locked up underneath that overlapping undercut, then you'd probably never be able to get out of it. So I think this was intended as the trap. Didn't quite work out the way we thought. This guy, I am not sure what he's for. I am thinking that if we turn this, if this were like that, and that's how he was in there, it doesn't interplay or interlock with that pin at all. At some point, maybe he would fall out and lock the cylinder up. I can't imagine how that would possibly work, or how that would interact with anything inside of the lock. Anybody else got any ideas? I sure would love to hear it, but if that's the trap, I didn't fall in it. Maybe by luck, maybe ignorance is bliss. Anyway, fellas, thanks for your time. Stay safe, stay legal. Bill Clegg, thank you, sir, for the lock. And if you have an idea, if you want to tell me what that's for, put it in the description or one of the comments and let us all know. One last thing. Let's take a close look. There we go. All standards on the bottom. We had one spool. Up top, we had all spools except the one I showed you up close in number 2. Thanks, fellas. All right, guys, there is one very important thing that I forgot after picking this lock, and that is, this is the very beginning of September, so time for the traditional monthly giveaway. So I've got a couple of them here. You guys are used to seeing these by now. For those of you who are new and haven't seen it, I've pulled this one out to give you a quick look. This is a Learn Lockpicking training lock. These come from the factory. Everything is threaded, so you can put plugs in there. You can pin these up sequentially, one at a time, and teach yourself how to pick. Great. I really like these. I've been using one for years. It does come with a bunch of plugs. It does come with all the spare parts, the springs and wrenches and all kinds of security pins. So you can learn everything from standard pins all the way up to, in this case, 6 serrated pins. I have one Ultimate Challenge lock. This is the Ultimate Challenge because it has 6 cylinders. And then I have one Ultimate Adversary lock, which will have 7. So the first one goes to Paul La Madeleine, and the second one goes to Max Rydell. Anyway, fellas, I will drop you an email, respond with your mailing address, and I will get the 2 of these in the mail to you. That is the September giveaway. Thanks, fellas. Appreciate your time.